Sabi namin kanina, we are going to rationalize questions during your mock exam. So that is again one way of mastering things. So I will ask the questions first and then later on, ang gagawin po natin, we will try to analyze things. Okay? So the question goes like this. The waste nitrogen, okay lang po. Okay, so the question in here is the waste nitrogen coming from your skeletal, meaning to say that will be in your muscles. Amino acid catabolism is diverted to the liver for incorporation into your urea. In which of the following compounds? So ang sabi niya, it should have to start into your muscles and then goes to the liver so that it will then be incorporated as part of your urea. Yun yung tanong. Okay. So, way back when we were then medical students, what are then the ways to detoxify your ammonia? Ways of detoxifying ammonia. Ano-ano raw po ba? Number one, obviously, is through your urea cycle. Tama po? Number two will be the usage of your glutamate dehydrogenase. Glutamate dehydrogenase converts your glutamic acid via the amination reaction into your alpha ketoglutarate together with that of the release of your ammonia. Okay? What else? Number three, okay, we can detoxify your ammonia as well. We can detoxify your ammonia as well by letting then your glutamate accept then your ammonia via then your glutamate, via then your glutamine synthase enzyme. Before I will discuss things, synthase enzyme for it to become your glutamine. Ibig sabihin, na-receive ko po yung ammonia. Thereby, I could lessen the ammonia in my body. And number four, I could have my aspartic acid to receive as well your ammonia so that I will form my asparagine. I am synthesizing asparagine, thereby the enzyme would be your asparagine synthase. Yan po yung sinabi sa atin when we were still studying. We will give justice to this. Okay. So sabi natin, from the muscles po, your amino acids will then be the source of your ammonia going to the liver. How po? Via transamination reaction. Example, you do have your alanine in your muscle, okay, which will then be transaminated. Yung amino group ni alanine, kukunin ni alpha ketoglutarate. Si alanine na nawalan po ng amino group ay magiging pyruvate. Okay. Si alpha ketoglutarate na nagdagdagan ng amino group ay magiging glutamic acid. That's happening in the muscle. Transamination reaction. What will then, okay, do this specific reaction? It will be catalyzed by your alanine amino, that will then be, okay, catalyzed by alanine amino transaminase. That will then be your alanine transaminase. Okay. What else is happening, ma'am, in the muscle? You do have your aspartic acid in here, okay? And then transamination reaction again, your amino group coming from your aspartic acid. Alpha ketoglutarate plus your amino acid, okay? Plus your amino acid will then become again your glutamate. Aspartic minus amino group, this will become oxaloacetate. Okay? Oxaloacetate. Okay? Oxaloacetate. Now, it's then degrading your protein sa cells, I have a buildup of your glutamic acid. I do have a buildup. Can you still hear me? Medyo unstable pang internet. There is a buildup of your glutamic acid. Saan po pupunta ang glutamic acid? Goes then into the blood. There will be buildup of your glutamic acid. There will be of your glutamic acid. But we will not allow this thing to happen. Hindi pwede. Kasi that is acid. Your body will have a very acidic, fluid. Kaya hindi po pwede. Saan dadalhin po? Si glutamic acid. It goes then to your liver. Ano pong mangyayari kay glutamic acid, ma'am, sa liver? Glutamic acid undergoes deamination reaction. There will be deamination reaction, which is then catalyzed, just like what we have mentioned a while ago, by your glutamate dehydrogenase. Now, if there will then be buildup of glutamic acid, it means to say ammonia will be high. And such ammonia will receive then hydrogen for it to become an ammonium ion. I will have a buildup of ammonium ion. Alam natin, masama po ba kung nagkaroon na tayo ng buildup ng ammonium ion? Yes. Where will your ammonia go? Pupunta po siya, Pupunta po siya sa ating, dugo. And eventually, I need to get rid of that ammonia. Kaya ang gagawin ko po, I will not allow that ammonia to enter my brain. Kaya, your glutamic acid in the brain will then receive this ammonia in the brain. So that in the brain, I could get rid of the ammonia by forming your glutamine. Via again, what enzyme? Via your glutamine synthetase enzyme. Okay. So, we are talking then, of detoxification. But before that one, gusto kong tingnan nyo ang consequence. If there will then be a buildup, ma'am, of glutamine in the brain po, that glutamine is an osmole. Meaning to say that glutamine will attract the water in our vascular area. Dahil nag-build up po ang glutamine, ang tubig po ay pupunta sa utak. And water will build up as well in your brain, causing then the person to have, obviously, cerebral edema. And if there is cerebral edema, obviously, communication, everything will be affected. That will then lead the person into coma. So, ma'am, how could I get rid of this ammonium ion? One, si ammonium po sa brain, i-combine ko kay glutamic acid para maging glutamine. Is that one of your detoxifying ways a while ago? Yes. Ano pa raw ang gagawin natin? Okay? Dapat daw, mag-return or mag-reverse ang portion na to. Alpha-ketoglutarate must receive the ammonia for you to form glutamic acid. reversal of reaction. There will then be reversal of reaction. Get it? Yung ating alpha-ketoglutarate will combine with ammonia to form glutamic acid. Number 2. I have not written number 4, but the essence is the same as number 3. Or, di na po kaya ma'am, saan po pupunta ang ammonium ion na to? It goes then into the mitochondria of the liver as well. And from there, I am going to start my urea cycle. Okay? So, based on the question that we have given a while ago, it will be from muscle to the liver to the urea. What amino acid are we talking in here? Anong amino acid pinag-uusapan natin dito? Is it alanine based on my explanation? Is it then your alanine? Is it then your asparagine, your aspartate, or your glutamate? Malinaw na sinabi ko kanina, it is then your glutamate po. Maliwanag? Okay. How about, ma'am, your urea cycle? Okay. How about, ma'am, your urea cycle? Is there a very easy way, ma'am, to understand this one? Yes po. Okay. We will abbreviate it as, okay? We will then abbreviate it as your old, okay? Your old colorful cuts, your old colorful cuts, okay? Always ask for awesome umbrellas. So that is then our abbreviation. Ma'am, ano po ang old? Si old daw, letter O, stands for your ornithine. Okay. Magko-combine daw siya kay colorful, which is then your carbamoyl phosphate. Addition of your ornithine and your colorful will then form letter C. What is then that letter C? I am going to form your citrulline. Get it? Okay. Huwag muna po yung enzymes. Okay? This is happening in your mitochondria. Get it? Next one. Ma'am, anong mangyayari ko po kay citrulline? Citrulline goes out into the mitochondria. Citrulline goes out into the mitochondria via then your ornithine transporter number 1. All the colorful cuts. Okay? Same cuts. Always, I will add your aspartate, that is letter A, aspartate. Always ask letter A for me then to form combination of citrulline and aspartate will bring about the production of your ask, letter A. And that will be your arginosuccinate. Arginosuccinate. And then your arginosuccinate will then divide into 2. Letter F daw at letter A. What is then your letter F? Your fumarate. It will then be your fumarate. And letter A, that will be your arginine. And eventually, your arginine, okay, will then make your U. It will then make your urea together with that of your ornithine that will will then enter again your mitochondria via as well your ornithine transporter number 1. So how are we going to memorize? Okay, your urea cycle. Old, colorful cuts always ask for awesome umbrellas. But that is not the question. Dinagdag ko na lang po. Okay? So that will be question number 1. Okay? I might be taking much of your time. Okay? I will give you one example naman na direct question po. Kanina, it's analysis. This time, it will then be a direct question, memorization. A 24-year-old patient, okay, with acute abdominal. The patient was diagnosed with acute intermittent porphyria. Which of the following deficiencies is expected in this patient? Direct. I-memorize po natin. Acute intermittent porphyria will then be because of the absence of your porphobilinogen synthase. But I have given this an example kasi may madali pong way para i-memorize yung diseases with the enzymes in it with the substrate of your heme synthesis. We will start with your ALA. ALA, okay, ALA, amino levulinic acid. ALA, P, puts his, letter H, untiring, okay? C, care. What was then is the next? P, parents. P, proud of him. How will we remember then? Your, okay, your heme metabolism. First, ALA puts his untiring care, parents proud of him. ALA would be amino levulinic acid. P, porphobilinogen. H, hydroxymethylbilane. U, uroporphyrinogen. C, coproporphyrinogen. First P, protoporphyrinogen. Second P, protoporphyrin. And you will have the ending of heme. So na-memorize ko na po ang substrate ng heme metabolism. How will I memorize, ma'am, the enzymes that I will then place in between? Okay? That I will then place in between. It will then be this, okay, specific mnemonics po. Okay. So, letter S. Samantha. Samantha, that will then synthase. Samantha drops. 2. May dalawa, di ba? 2. Meaning to say, 2 letter D. First D, dehydratase. Second D, deaminase. Drops. Some. Synthase. Some. Decarboxylated. Some decarboxylated, decarboxylase. Oranges, O. Oxidase. On, O. Oxidase. Fluor, ferrochelatase. Synthase, dehydratase, deaminase, synthase. Decarboxylase, oxidase, oxidase, ferrochelatase. Kung alam niyo na po ang substrate at enzymes, it's easy then to link then the different diseases. So, madali na lang po. Right? Okay? So, these are then the ways in which we are going to rationalize mock exam questions. So if you were not able to memorize during that time then that you are studying the concept during the lecture, this will again be emphasized during the mock exam. And we are sure that after the mock exam, you will then get high grade. You will then get, okay, the concept of it. Kasi pangalawang naipaliwanag na. Okay. Another one. So another one, you do have in here, okay, another question. The following are true about your tyrosine except tyrosine, essential or essential or non-essential? True. Is tyrosine non-essential? Your essential, what is our abbreviation? Private team hall. Private team hall. But remember, your arginine could also be your semi-essential one, much more than that of your histidine po. So is tyrosine then, okay? Is your tyrosine then your semi-essential one? Tingnan natin. Is tyrosine, okay, a part of your essential? May tyrosine ba dyan? Wala po. Thereby, is tyrosine a non-essential one? Okay. Is it a non-essential one? Tingnan natin. Okay. Next one. Can be derived from phenylalanine through phenylalanine hydroxylase. Sabi niya, yung ating tyrosine daw can be derived from your phenylalanine via phenylalanine hydroxylase. Okay. So is that true? I will just complete this. And tyrosine via then your tyrosine hydroxylase will then become your L-DOPA. And your L-DOPA will then become your dopamine via, okay, what we call as your, okay, via what we call as your dopa decarboxylase. And on the other hand, dopamine becomes your norepinephrine via then your dopamine beta hydroxylase. And your norepi becomes your epi via your phenylethanolamine and methyl transferase. Ang tanong po, is it true that that tyrosine would come from phenylalanine via phenylalanine dehydrogenase? Mali. It should have to be phenylalanine hydroxylase. Okay. Will tyrosine be the source of catecholamines, dopamine, norepi, and epi? Okay. Will it be the source of dopamine, norepi, and your epi? Tingnan natin. Dopamine, norepi, and your epi, is that true? Okay. So, tama po to. Tama. Okay. Contains an aromatic ring which contributes to its being polar. Is tyrosine something that is polar? No. This is non-polar. Okay? What makes tyrosine polar? The presence of hydroxyl group, not the presence of your aromatic ring. So this is wrong. It is true, this is wrong. Okay? So medyo ano tayo, okay? Torn. Is tyrosine something that is non-essential? Obviously, yes, because it's not a part of your essential. Can you see tyrosine in here? Hindi po. Tama? So it is something that is then, tingnan natin to, threonine and tryptophan. Tama po? So, essential po yan. Thereby, is tyrosine something that is non-essential? Question mark. Tama? So, pwede rin pong, okay? This is as well something that is true. Okay? This is true. But this is then exception. True, true. We are torn between B and D. Is this usually a problem during examination? Yes po. Hindi tayo makapili. Nakuha po? I am just showing to you the actual thing happening in the board exam. Ma'am, anong isasagot ko dito? That's then again a question mark. Because you have two, okay? You have two correct answers. Letter B and letter D. Ito po yung sinasabi nila na swertehan na lang kung ano po ang napili ko. I have set this an example so that you'll see that during the board exam, there could be several answers. Ito po ay mga hindi na na-edit, sa kaka-edit nila na mali na po ang tanong. Nako ha? Will we show it to you during then the very end of our review, paano po sumagot ng mga ganitong questions? Yes. And Doc Toff will do that one. Pinakita ko lang po na ang mga board exam questions could have two different answers. Okay? Many more, but I will then, okay, stopping in here para mas aralin po natin during then the actual review. Okay? So I think, Doc Toff, that's it. Hanggang dyan na lang para hindi natin masyadong makuha po ang time ng mga students. Anyway, if they want to review, okay, they could still come pa rin naman. Okay,
Yes.
Doc Toff?
Doc,
I'll give you the floor.
May question sila regarding the registration. So, can you give me the power to share po? I'll just show them.
Okay po.
Okay, thank you. So, dear doctors, if you still want to register, so here are the steps in registration. So, as long as there are still slots, you can still register. I have checked with Ma'am Mini a while ago. Ma'am Mini, by the way,